What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is another episode of Tuesday's Talk for your January 25th, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and man, do we have a ton to talk about tonight when it comes to all the topics that we have for you this evening. But first, I want to thank you guys so much for joining us right here on your Tuesday night, wherever you may be. Thank you so much for being here, as always. Like I said earlier, we have a ton of topics to discuss in today's episode. We got Lio Rush and his story that's going on with AEW. How's that going? Where's that going? Is he still going to be with the company? We will find out in due time. We're obviously going to be talking about the Bully Ray Jon Moxley situation. We all know that one. That one is absolutely one of the just craziness and bizarre stories that we have seen over the past couple of days heading into the upcoming week of professional wrestling. Lita, she is not going to be doing a one-time appearance, it looks like. She is looking to stick around in the WWE. And in a crazy turn of events, I mean, this is just absolutely shocking. WWE is unhappy with the way NXT 2.0 is performing. I wonder why. We will talk about it. But yeah, there's many of that. And Laf, he texted me during work today, and I thank him for that because I needed something because I was sitting there for 3.5 hours. He texted me 2 other topics that we can discuss on the show today. Laf, I'd like you to present them, please.
All right, so hold on, because I honestly had no idea that I was going to think of this stuff until I thought of it. I was sitting here for a while thinking about the Rumble and stuff. But the main one I wanted to discuss today, after hearing all the news about Ronda Rousey and stuff like that, I wanted to ask y'all if y'all think that WWE relies on big returns and celebrities too much around this period of time, around this WrestleMania season. Do you think they rely on the big people coming back and the big moments instead of making actual meaningful storylines, or calling the big celebrity to do something cool? Calling the big rapper or big actor to come and do a one-off match instead of actually making a good wrestling show.
I 100% think they do. I mean, when it comes to celebrities being in the Rumble or celebrities just being a part of the WrestleMania season, it's always just either to promote a movie or anything like that. And yes, obviously I understand the concept. Obviously I understand the reasoning behind it. But there's also another side of the coin where it's like, all right, well, this guy is going to be taking a spot in the Rumble from somebody that could actually be, the future of the company. And when it comes to Ronda and all that stuff, Ronda's Ronda. She can do whatever the fuck she wants, and nobody's really going to stop her. WWE has met with Ronda Rousey upon a return. And it kind of looks imminent that it's going to happen, but yeah, it's. I feel like they do rely on part-timers and/or celebrities way too much, but it's what they do. And they don't trust their own talent, and that's what I get out of it, honestly.
Yeah, I think that they do too. It's always been like this with WWE, where they rely on big superstars to come back around this time for WrestleMania, or celebrities like last year with Bad Bunny. Now this year you got Johnny Knoxville promoting his movie and stuff like that. We're probably going to get Goldberg coming back at the Rumble. I hope not, but Goldberg probably. So yeah, WWE always relies on big superstars and celebrities to come around this time, and it sucks. So, but hey, it is what it is. It's WWE, so what more can you expect? So
I'll go on to say that if the celebrity or part-timer actually takes the time to, like actually take this shit seriously, then at the end of the day, it could honestly benefit for both parties. Like it could benefit for WWE, and it can benefit for obviously either part-timer or celebrity that gets involved. And I point to Bad Bunny, who did take it seriously. He went to WWE Performance Center, trained all those months after his Royal Rumble appearance, and then he obviously had the tag team match at WrestleMania between Miz and Morrison versus Damian Priest and Bad Bunny, and he honestly did one of the best matches on that card for that night of WrestleMania. So if they take it seriously, I don't have a problem with it. But if they're just there to just fuck around and say I was a part of WWE for a couple of months, then that's where I stand with it. Like you just did not care, and you shouldn't have even been here. You could have gave it to a guy that mattered. But yeah, take it seriously. But other than that, like Nate said, they always do it. So we have to accept it.
Do you think that it's going to be something to where, like, I remember, it was WrestleMania 24 when Floyd Mayweather was there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Big Show. The Big Show match.
I feel like it's been like I don't know. I don't know if I want to call it a slow like decline, and then like, of course, Bad Bunny was the best we've gotten in damn near ever as far as like celebrity matches. I still think that's the best celebrity match in WWE history, just off of like everything leading up to that and his actual performance in the match. But taking like WrestleMania out of it, I forgot that they used to do the guest host every week on Raw.
Right.
And that was just celebrities going in there, and they weren't doing anything really special. They might take a spot or something, but they were just there to be there, And I never understood like the significance of that until we got to where we're at now, because now it's become like so much more of a quote unquote entertainment company. Because even back then, it was still more focused on the wrestling, I think, with Bob Barker and Raven Simone and all that bullshit, them being on the show for no reason. I feel like they had that little bit of success, and it just got like progressively worse to where we are now, to where it's just like, let's just find at least one right. Like even to now NXT getting like, I know she made the song for the show, but it's just like, I don't know. It's becoming it's been like a play for a long time. The show is like a movie, but like a weird movie for a long time, and it's I don't know why. It's hard for me to explain it because I honestly don't have the word to, but it's weird.
Yeah. WWE, when it comes to like just these celebrity appearances, and it's really celebrity appearances. The part-timers, they come and go, whatever. You just kind of have to accept it. They have certain matches on their contract, and they just do them just to get it over with, and they get an easy payday. But the celebrities, the one I remember the most, I believe, it like years ago, Hugh Jackman was on Raw or whatever, and he had that whole spot with Dolph Ziggler. He punched him in the face, and obviously whoever won that match won the match against Dolph Ziggler. I think that they were obviously doing. I believe he plays the Wolverine, that was the actual time at the time. So yeah, he was obviously promoting that movie or whatever, whatever Wolverine movie it was. But yeah, he was the guest host there. He had the thing with Dolph Ziggler, and then it was just it. He was the guest host of Raw that night. But and that was probably one of the most memorable ones to me, mainly because I was so young. I just got it back, and I just got into professional wrestling, and that was really the first one I remember. But then obviously as years went on, more people came and more people gone, and obviously we see it to this day where, like you said, Waf, it's more of an entertainment kind of a business, of a company. WWE is, and they always just try to capitalize on things of this nature. Johnny Knoxville, like you, Nate, said, he's the latest one in all of this. The Jackass movies, making a comeback. He's obviously a part of it, and he's here now. So we just have to see. It could turn into a complete circus at times, but also it could work if they treat it right, which at times they rarely do.
Right. Yeah, like like what you and Love said about like the like the Raw guest hosts like back in the day. Like yeah, like some of them were there to like promote their new song, new TV show, or new movie that they're there, and then some of them were just there just to be there. Like let's see, y'all remember the Snoop Dogg episode of Raw where
my God.
Yes.
yeah, where I forgot who he clotheslined. Who was that he clotheslined? Was that Chavo Guerrero?
Damn.
I think that was
I
Chavo
believe
Guerrero.
so.
Chavo,
We
it was
might
Chavo.
be. It was
It was
Chavo,
Chavo,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like he was squaring up, and then like he actually punched Chavo, and I was like,
Yeah.
And then another one that I remember was Shaq, because Shaq was guest host, and then they were setting up for that whole Big Show versus Shaq at WrestleMania, and it never happened.
Never happened.
But, man,
Never happened.
never happened.
And I trust me, when Shaq just randomly showed up on an episode of AEW Dynamite that one time when he was teaming up with Jade Cargill, going up against Red Velvet and Cody Rhodes, Big Show or Paul White was just about to come into the company. So I honestly thought they might have had a little bit of a thing going on there. But obviously Shaquille O'Neal was not sticking around. He was only there for Jade Cargill's sake, and he took a great bump through that table with Cody Rhodes, and that was absolutely amazing. That got Jade Cargill her first win, and now look at where she is today. She's not only still undefeated, but she is the TBS Women's Champion over there in AEW. I know you are very happy about that. But
Yes.
And Red Velvet, that honestly put her on the map. It did. That was really I believe that was her first actual AEW Dynamite as well. Obviously, before then she was either on Dark or Dark Elevation and all that stuff, just really trying to get into AEW and everything like that. And look at where she is now. She's either teaming with Chris Statlander or doing something with Layla Hirsch. And I believe we have a Layla Hirsch versus Red Velvet match happening tomorrow on I always god dang forget this get this special event name. It's not Beach Bash. It's not Bash at the Beach. It's Beach Break. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Beach Break. Bash at the Beach, they couldn't even trademark that because that was WCW all those years ago. But yeah, now we have Red Velvet taking on Layla Hirsch tomorrow at Beach Break. So it got her start as well. Obviously Cody, you don't really need to do anything with Cody. He's already established. So there you go. But yeah, every time they have these special guests or what have you, it can work. You just gotta treat it right. That's it.
I mean, I don't know, dog.
It's a weird situation as always when it comes to this.
Yeah.
It's just like when also when they had freaking Kim Kardashian at WrestleMania 24 too.
Yeah,
that was
she was there.
Yeah, she was just like a random ring announcer, and doing
Yeah, I
interviews in the
believe she
back.
was doing like a backstage interview or whatever.
Yeah, Mr. Kennedy came up there and
Yeah.
just interrupted her. Oh man, just yelled Kennedy right in her face.
WrestleMania 24 was honestly a really good ass show. we had Shawn and Flair, in that iconic moment. We had that triple threat for it was the WWE Championship, if I'm not mistaken, the John Cena, Edge, and Big Show.
Heavyweight championship.
The heavyweight championship. My bad. I knew it was one of the titles. But yeah, that was also a really good match. I believe that was when the first Money in the Bank at WrestleMania took place.
Nah, wait. You said
No.
the first? No, that was 21.
21. The Money in the Bank happened. Yeah. And that was a great Money in the Bank ladder match. That was a great show.
That was the Money in the Bank ladder match where John Morrison flipped with the ladder in his hand. Yeah,
that was nuts.
That was dope. That was the first one that CM Punk won. So
that's it. That's what I was trying to figure out. Oh wait, no, Big Show, Edge, and Cena was 25.
Oh, Big Show, Edge, and Cena.
Yeah, the triple threat was 25.
John Cena did fight for the heavyweight.
John Cena did do something at 24, though. I know that.
Yeah. Wait, no. Wait, wasn't it? No, it was the. I think it was a triple threat match, but it was a.
It was definitely a triple threat.
Yeah,
it was definitely
Triple H, and John Cena. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was a triple threat. You guys are confusing me here. Randy Orton, John Cena, and Triple H for the WWE title, and I knew it was for the WWE Championship. And Floyd Mayweather and The Big Show co-main evented that show.
Well.
And Edge. Oh, it was Edge and Undertaker. Okay. For the World Heavyweight title. Okay, so regardless, we're not here talking about WrestleMania 24, even though I'd love to actually just talk about that entire show. But yeah, celebrities, they're here, they come, they go. Just got to accept it. Part-timers, we just got to accept that too, as they have their dates, they succeed in them, they wrestle, and they go. That's it. And you had another topic that we wanted to discuss about the Royal Rumble, but I'd actually like to talk about that when we get to the whole Lita situation, as she is not slated to leave after the Royal Rumble. So we can totally discuss that when we get to that story, which is honestly our second story of today's video. So we can totally get to that one when we can. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. That's just a little bit of a taste of what we have for you guys here today. Follow us on social media. All of our TikTok links are down in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter. I changed all my stuff now so that you guys can find me easier. All of my social medias are the same now. It's @PhillyMet_. I was going to do @Phil_we met, but that was already taken. I don't know who has it, but
what?
There you go.
You.
@Phil_we met. Somebody has it. I don't know who. I don't care who. Just don't impersonate me. It's @PhillyMet_. That's on Twitter and Instagram. You guys obviously know my TikTok. It's just @PhillyMet. I did not do the underscore for that one because usually TikTok, when it changes like your username or anything like that, it can honestly kind of mess things up. So I'm just gonna let it be. Is @PhillyMet. You guys know it by now. But yeah, so I changed all of my social medias so that you guys can obviously find me easier. You guys can also. We want you guys to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. You can turn on, turning on that bell really helps out the channel. Hitting that thumbs up button also helps the channel in many ways. It just gets us to recommended, and it gets us more traction, and we can obviously grow this family that we have here on Outside the Brand. So continue to hit that like button. If we can get this stream to 10 likes, that'll be greatly appreciated. The Outside the Brand merch store is continuing to grow each and every single day. We just got 1C's merch up there and ready to go. The store is not published yet. I do want to make that known to everybody. The link to the store is actually down in the description, but if you click it, it's not actually going to show up because, like I said, the store is not published yet. We're going to have everybody submit their actual merch and everything. That way, when everybody has their merch up there and ready to go, then we can click publish, and you guys can have everybody's merch and obviously the actual Outside the Brand logo merch for you guys so that you guys can do whatever you please when it comes to buying the merch.
Merch.
You guys don't obviously have to buy the merch. It's obvious, you guys, that would be awesome if you did. And if you did, please either send us like a picture with you repping it, or if you're on TikTok, which I'm pretty sure most of you guys are, do a video with it. And whoever you have purchased the merch from, you guys can obviously tag whoever, and I'm going to duet it regardless. If it's the OTB like logo merch, I'm going to duet it. If it's like actually my portion of the store, I'm going to duet it. It's going to be great. So once all that is published and ready to go on bonfire.com, which is the only place you can get the official Outside the Brand merchandise, then we'll let you know. But as of right now, if you do click it, it's not going to show up because it's not posted just yet. But we will get that soon. I promise you. But yeah, guys, the merch is there. I know Nate and Loft are very excited about it. I know everybody on Outside the Brand is very excited about it. But yeah, it's here. It was it took a lot of work to get it up there, and it was definitely some weeks and weeks of preparation, but we are here. We got it. And guys, you have anything else to say before we get into today's stories?
Nah, man. Oh yeah, your boy hit 10K today. Woo!
Oh yeah, I know. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I'm about to say, who knows? Maybe more content is coming now. I don't know, but yeah, man. Thank you guys for helping me get to 10K, man.
What is Jesus, Miss Miss Thickums just showed up on my screen.
Yeah, I was like, what was that?
Shout out to her, by the way. She's awesome.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. 10K Nate in the building. So
10K Nate. That's it. Aiden, you already know the vibes. But man, that's awesome. Congrats, man.
Thanks, man.
Wow. We got the merch. You got your TikTok going, and it's going strong.
You guys, bringing TikToks going.
Yo, that's great.
My friend, I'm in class. My friend texts me mad. I'm like, what happened? She's pissed because she doesn't like that I have about 8 TikToks. And she didn't know which one to like follow. So I got cursed out this morning because she was not happy about that. She doesn't think that that's good. I'm like, bro, I just want to take over the app. That's all I want. Clearly, all I want. She is not happy about the multiple TikToks, but I still got funny as shit this morning. But yeah, man. Congrats to Nate again. In that 10K, if you feel me. The merch thing is still freaking amazing to see. I still can't believe that it's actually happening. So I'm still extremely happy about that. And I can't wait till I get my hands on that. I'm going to wear it forever. So I can't wait. I'm so excited. So excited, dog.
Now, I do have to stress to you guys, I mean, I already said that the whole store is not totally in place yet because we're waiting for everybody to get their stuff in. But you guys know the real 1C. You guys know him on TikTok and everything like that. He has his portion. He has this portion of the store already locked and ready to go. So he did want me to tell you guys that. Because he legitimately texted me during, not during the show, but like just literally 10 minutes before the show saying, hey, I know you're going to do the intro and everything, and you're going to talk about the merch regardless, but please let them know that the real 1C's part of the merch is there. And I'm like, yeah, man, don't worry. I got you. So he does have it.
Once
Yeah.
these merch is like fire.
Yeah. The logo he actually got is
Yo, the
awesome.
freaking pizza cutter. I'm like,
he has a pizza cutter and everything. So yeah, guys, it's there. You guys can obviously get that when the store is published. But yeah, 1C's merch. It looks great. Josh says in the chat, Phil, is it okay if I can tell my friends about the merch? You can tell anybody about the merch. Like, hey, it's awesome that you guys have been supporting us since day one with this, and now that the merch is actually going to be here very, very soon, it's just an amazing accomplishment, not only just for OTB, but just for all of us here in general, that we can have something like this. So yeah, you can totally tell your friends about the merch, and if they want to, if they're so inclined to possibly buy it, that would be great too. But hey, like I said, it's not a recommend. It's not a shit. It's not. It's not required. It's not required. It's not required to buy it, but it's all up there for you guys whenever you guys want to do so. But yeah, guys, that's it. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Let's get right in to Outside the Brand, episode 123. I love that. I love that. It's just 1, 2, 3, boom,
1,
done.
2, 3, boom.
But yeah, guys, episode 123 is here. Let's get right into these stories. Lio Rush is set to be a free agent next month. We all know his current status with AEW is kind of up in the air. His current AEW contract is slated to expire on February 14th. Lio Rush has not been seen on AEW TV for a while now, and people started to wonder where the heck he has been. He was in a storyline with Team Taz, and he was teaming up with Dante Martin. Nate, you know that very well. Mm-hmm. And laugh if you have seen AEW Dynamite over the courses of when he was on TV. You could have seen him with Dante Martin plenty of times.
Yeah.
But since his disappearance, Dante has then been linking back up with Matt Sydal, otherwise known to other WWE fans, Evan Bourne. And Rush has just not been seen ever since he linked back up with Matt Sydal. As we all know, Lio Rush lashed out to the AEW general manager, so to speak, Tony Khan, about the situation regarding Big Swole. And we all know the Big Swole situation with Tony Khan, how that was handled and everything like that. Diversity, that whole deal. And hey, I'm not making light out of the situation. It happened, and Tony got blasted for that, but that's neither here or there. Lio Rush then demanded an apology on Twitter he just demanded an apology from Tony Khan to him, and not only to him, but to Big Swole as well. Lio then went on to say that he tried to smooth things out with Tony Khan, and he did smooth things out with Tony Khan, but he still has not been shown on AEW TV since that incident. Now Lio Rush is he was actually wrestling a couple of days ago. Nate, you saw him having a phenomenal match with Blake Christian at the GCW event in New York just this past Sunday. And now Leo Rush, he can obviously take bookings. He obviously tweeted out saying, if you guys want to book me, there's my email. Go nuts. Have my email. You guys can book me wherever. But he's an amazing talent in the ring, and we all know that. But with all that being said, and with everything that kind of went downhill from the AEW to Tony Khan and all that stuff, people wonder if he can ever perform in a legitimate professional wrestling company ever again after this incident. So I ask you guys, did you guys know about the Leo Rush situation? Did you guys know that he was going to be a free agent heading into February? And what are your thoughts on how Leo Rush not only just handled all of this, but his future going forward in the world of professional wrestling?
Yeah, I know about the news that he's going to be a free agent on Valentine's Day.
Just sucks that it actually had to fall on Valentine's
Day. Yeah, exactly. I was like, on Valentine's Day? But yeah, man, like Leo Rush is an amazing talent in the ring. We all know that. The way that he handled the situation with AEW and Big Swole, I kind of applaud him for it, but at the end of the day, you got to realize too, like, hey, it's your job on the line as well. So, like, it's kind of like a half and half. Like, I support him with what he's doing, standing up for Big Swole and other wrestlers in the company. But then again, I'm like, think about your job too. So, like, it's kind of like a mix up. As far as his future holds, and what company I would like to see him go to, I could definitely see him going to probably like a MLW wrestling company. I could probably see him probably going to New Japan, maybe GCW, obviously. I would say WWE, but I'm not sure about WWE.
When that whole situation happened with WWE, it was almost kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
He was lashing out, and they just released him after all of that situation too. So
Yeah.
I think that bridge is burned. AEW's bridge is burned for what? For Rush. Where else? I mean, other than Impact, maybe. But do you want the headache?
Right. That's why I said like MLW, something like that, or up and coming wrestling company.
I know exactly where you're going.
DPW.
Yep.
DPW. Shout out to Chris Danger. But yeah, man.
And to Pulse.
Oh yeah, and Pulse and BDE Brandon. I still don't think that I look like Brandon, but people keep saying I look like Brandon.
Why don't you like Brandon? Come on, why don't you like the Spartan?
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't like Brandon. I said people say that I look like him, and I'm like, that's disrespectful.
Oh, that you look like him. I thought you said that people said that you didn't like him. Oh, sorry, yeah. Brandon. There was a misunderstanding.
Oh my god.
And then Loft didn't make it no better. Loft just busts out laughing.
He just busts out laughing.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man, but yeah, I'm pretty much done with that. So yeah, MLW for sure. I'm about to say any other like major wrestling company. I don't know, just because of like we've seen him do it in the past, so he could do it again with like another major wrestling company. At least with like a smaller one with like MLW, it's kind of like shake it off and so
it's the schedule too that'll probably be light on him. I mean, we all know Leo Rush has when he was a part of professional wrestling, he put his heart and soul into it. Like everybody is saying, he's a great professional wrestler. But he already retired twice due to injuries or whatever have you, his music career or anything like that. But then when he came back, and then he got injured during that match, when he came back in it, I believe it was the Battle Royal. I forget what pay-per-view it was at for AEW, but he did return in the Battle Royal. And he got injured during that, and then he wasn't on AEW TV for months until all of a sudden he was here. So, Loth, it's apparent that Lio Rush is having some sort of issues right now when it comes to his professional wrestling career. AEW and all that aside, what's going to be next for this kid? Because he's still a young kid. Honestly, he's still only in his 20s. I believe he's like 26. Let me take a look.
26, 27, I believe.
27, my bad. But yeah, like what's next? I don't even know what's next for him, honestly.
I mean, I think he deserves. The weird thing about it, I don't think he did anything wrong. I think there's a certain way that you go about things when you are in the workplace.
Right.
But at the same time, I still feel like it's hard for me to believe that this was the first time that this issue had been brought up. So maybe this could have been like, you know what, I'm tired of being corporate. I'm gonna just say what I want to say. You know, this could have been like his last resort, or he could have just popped off at the mouth. Which, I mean, sometimes it gets the job done. So I'm not really on the whole like he needs a redemption tour or nothing like that. I don't think he really did anything wrong. I think it's just the execution of things. You know, it's all about the way you say things, not really what you say.
Right.
So, I mean, I definitely agree with him in most of what I know about it. I really don't know that much about it, but from what I saw, I do agree with. I'm really on his side. But
defending Big Swole isn't the issue.
Yeah,
it's lashing out at Tony Khan for demanding an apology. Well, demanding an apology to like Swole and everything like that. Obviously, he should have apologized for that, and I'm not saying that he should not have, but he was also looking for an apology to him. And Lio Rush was not even in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. That makes me think that there was something that happened beforehand. That's why I think it wasn't just like an explosion. That makes me think that something happened that we don't know about. And then he was like, "Oh, it's happened to somebody else. All right, apologize to her and me for what you had." Like, you know. But I mean,
but couldn't this happen behind closed doors instead of putting it out on social media?
Yes and no, because a lot of the times people don't listen until they see that other people are known are like notified about it, you know. Like when situations like this happen, like as far as like quote unquote racism or quote unquote lack of diversity in the workplace, I think it's something to where you say it in the workplace and it's not going to be something that people care about. But if you say it on Twitter, they're like, oh, because Twitter is a terrible place, you know, and people love to thrive off negativity. So he used that to his advantage, which I agree with, but I don't disagree with. But it is what it is. It already happened. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, him asking for an apology from Tony Khan, I do understand why he did that. The whole apologize to me thing, I can't really agree or disagree with that. I honestly don't know if anything happened to him personally.
Right. We don't know.
I mean, I think the man should go wherever he is asked to go, as far as like wherever he wants to go, I should say. Wherever he wants to go to wrestle, because there's no reason for him to be like blackballed or anything like that. I just wherever he goes, I think he deserves to be respected as a wrestler and as a person, and then hopefully this doesn't happen again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I do believe Leo Rush is still kind of contracted with, as far as I was aware of, he was still technically under contract with New Japan. He had a little bit of a New Japan and AEW kind of thing going around. And honestly, Leo Rush's contract with AEW was not really all that long. Leo Rush's contract was really only a year kind of a thing. And now with him not being really associated with AEW anymore, he can either still do things with New Japan if he ever so is inclined to do so, or like Nate said, he can obviously venture in the multitude of independent wrestling promotions out there, DPW, MLW, obviously GCW, and many, many others. But yeah, that's the latest when it comes to the whole Leo Rush situation. Can he be working in a big, big wrestling promotion again? It could. He could, but there's gonna have to be some major work to repair the bridges heading into those companies. So yeah, that's what we got for Leo Rush. Now, speaking of somebody that might have to rebuild some bridges over the course of the next few days, Bully Ray. Bully Ray said some not nice things in regarding to Jon Moxley and his return to AEW television. Bully Ray says that Jon Moxley should have apologized to AEW fans when he returned to AEW TV this past Wednesday. Bully said that on an episode of his podcast, Busted Open Radio, and I quote, "I did enjoy that they started off with Moxley. They came out with a bang. People were ready for it, and Moxley said what he needed to say. However, I would have liked to have heard just a little bit of accountability from Jon. I understand the whole demons thing, and we all use the word demons as a creative word to get around the real issues, whether that is an alcohol issue, a drug issue. In Tommy Dreamer's case, that is an eating issue. Even everybody has some type of demon that they have to get around. We have our demons. These demons got the best of Jon in a period of time where he had to step away from AEW. I would have liked to have heard him say a bit of an apology to the AEW fans. You don't have to apologize to the boys, even though the boys do count on you, but any one of those guys and gals could have the same problems that you did. And trust me, I came from an era where a slew of men and women have their demons. The fans expect a little bit more from you. What about the fans that bought tickets to see AEW and Jon Moxley while Jon Moxley was taking care of his problems? I'm very happy that he left to take care of his problems. And he looked incredible, and he looked incredibly healthy on Wednesday. And I love everything that he said. I just would have loved to have heard a little bit of accountability. I don't know if "I'm sorry" is necessary, the right wording, but maybe endear yourself a little bit more to the crowd if you felt you let them down. This is coming from me, the hard ass of all hard asses. Personally, if it was me in the same situation, the first thing I would have said is, guys, I'm sorry if I let you down. I think it would have been a proper way to do. I think that would have been a proper thing to do. End quote. That's a ton of things to go upon, right? Bully said those things on the podcast. It's out there for everyone to hear. And now he said what he said, and people backlashed him for it, and rightfully so. Dave LaGreca then spoke right after him on the podcast for Busted Open Radio, and he said that he was in defense of Jon Moxley, stating that the only people that he really needed to apologize are his friends and family, and he doesn't owe anything to anyone else. Bully days later tried to backtrack on his wording, but once you say those types of statements on your podcast, you can't really go back on those words because they're there forever. So I ask you guys have obviously heard the story. You guys have obviously known the whole story with Jon Moxley going to rehab for 3 months and now coming back to AEW TV. We love that Jon Moxley is back. He looks great. But Bully Ray, this was not the right way to go about things, you know?
Yeah, no, this made absolutely no sense to me. Like just saying stuff like that out of like just. I want to say that like I don't know. This is a stupid thing to say. It doesn't make much sense. He went out there and poured his heart out, and the crowd didn't. Like when he started talking, that crowd went silent.
You can hear a pin drop in that crowd.
They were listening to everything he said. So I feel like him going out there and even just pouring his heart out like that was his own apology in itself, you know?
Yeah.
And I like how he's like, I don't like it, but at the end he tried to clean it up like, oh yeah, I came from the same place you did. Then you would understand that some people maybe just elaborate their points differently, you know? And if Mox went out there and the crowd was like, apologize, then maybe. But of course they want to do that because first of all, he's a freaking fan favorite and he just came back after something that really could have messed up not only his wrestling career, but his life, you know? So he did everything that he needed to do at that moment. I think it was a flawless promo. It was said he spoke beautifully, especially in the beginning when he told that guy to get out the
and especially to that goddamn heckler who was just absolutely. Well, obviously he was in the wrong for doing that, but like, man, like Jon Moxley obviously handled that with grace. And the thing is, I'm actually very glad that that the TV networks did not bleep that out. They obviously bleeped that out for YouTube purposes and everything like that when they were obviously uploading the promo for AEW on their YouTube, but the TV networks did not bleep that out, and I'm very happy about that because that just should not have happened.
Yeah.
That heckler, whoever that is, you know, you're an absolute jerk for and that's just obviously in layman's terms. Jon Moxley didn't deserve that. Jon Moxley does not deserve to owe us an apology for anything. Jon Moxley, listen. They're these demons and everything like that. They're real. Everybody has something that they're going through in their life. And now with all of this going around with like, oh yeah, these demons, it's just a word that to pretty much just hide the real issues. First of all, you guys got no idea what else is going through anybody else's mind. So saying that is just obviously not the right wording at all. Second off, like saying that he just has to apologize to us. He does not have to owe us anything. Will he tell more of his story? Yes, but on his own time. He did what he needed to do on Wednesday, and like Law said, it was a perfect promo for that time.
Yeah. Yeah, like, man, Jon Moxley just came back from checking himself into rehab for something that he did, and he felt like it was the right move to do for him to get clean. So he was away for a few months, came back,
Looks
issued.
absolutely great, by
Yeah,
the way.
he looks fantastic. Like I know we all seen like the before and after picture before like his last appearance.
He looks 10 years younger from that picture.
Man,
Seriously.
like he looks great. But yeah, man, like Loft said, like everybody was just silent listening to him while he was speaking his promo. That one heckler guy deserved what he got. But man, like I was sitting there listening to him, like, okay, well, what does he have to say? Basically, what he said was, "Hey, man, we got our own demons. It's okay to ask for help if you need it. Like, if you need to, check yourself into rehab, do that. If you need like any other help, don't be afraid to ask for help. Just do it."
You guys
And
don't ever have to feel afraid to feel
yeah,
weak or anything like that. If you need help, have the courage to ask for it.
right,
And the thing is, yes, it does take a lot of courage to do that. Trust me. But once you grow that kind of a courage and you know that you have a problem, but you want to fix it, that's already half the battle. Knowing that you have a problem is half the battle. The other half is facing it. And if you got an actual great support system, then they're good all the way.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Like I said, that like Loft said, the promo was super heartfelt. You know that it came exactly like directly from his heart himself. It seemed like it was like a whole lot of emotion. The fans was around it, was supportive of it. I was supportive of it. I'm pretty sure all of us was, because we miss Moxley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fantastic wrestler.
He was sorely missed on AEW television.
Yeah.
You can totally tell that he was like that. I mean, Jon Moxley is a pivotal part of this company.
Yeah. I actually met him in real life. So he's a real good person.
Jonathan Good, no pun intended. He obviously does seem like a really good person. Like he knew that he had a problem. He faced it head on, and he looks great. And now he's back in AEW, killing it. He is going to continue killing it. And now we just can't wait to see what he does moving forward. Bully Ray was wrong. And now that he's trying to backtrack everything that he said, you can't backtrack from this. You can't. Now a ton of people are saying that this is all like, do you think that this was like, because I keep hearing things saying like, oh yeah, this is just for clicks and likes on this podcast because they might not actually be getting the right type of viewership or anything like that. Do you think that this honestly could be just for clicks and likes and he just does not honestly agree with all of this? Or do you think this is legitimately his opinion? Because the way he said it, you can legitimately think it's his opinion, but who knows at that point?
I hope not.
Because if this is just for clicks and views, that's even more disgusting.
I don't put it past any. Let me say, I don't put anything past anyone, but I hope that's not. I hope he wasn't just in the room like, we'll give him the click. Let me just say this stupid thing about Smock. It just that doesn't seem like something that is sensical. It doesn't make what he said less bad. It just makes it somewhat worse. And I don't know how you can get worse than trying to downplay.
But then again, stories like this gets us talking about it, and we have his name coming out of our mouths, and we're talking about it.
I mean, if that's what you want to do to get your clicks, I get. I mean, he doesn't need that. You know, I see him
No.
screaming at me every day on my For You page. Every day I see him screaming at me about something. You know, so it's like you don't need that. You're everywhere. Why do you need to? That's what makes me think that he actually meant to say that, because he didn't stutter at once. It wasn't like he's reading off a
No.
script. It sounded like he
No.
meant to. So
Yeah.
I mean, listen. I just hope that
Regardless, it's a bad situation. If he meant it,
Yeah.
it's bad. If it's just for clicks and views, it's worse, honestly, because that's just a dick move.
If you want to talk about owing somebody, he owes apology to Mox and Renee
And Renee Paquette, yes.
because you don't want to talk about owing things. That's what he owes. Mox
Yes.
doesn't owe a damn thing. So, yeah.
He'll tell his story on his own time. What he needed to say on Wednesday is what he needed to say on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Renee Paquette is probably going to have him on oral sessions with Renee Paquette to really speak about things. I guarantee you she's going to be the first one to have him on a podcast or anything like that to even talk about these situations, because at this point, it's his story to tell, and he'll tell it when he's ready.
Yeah.
WWE is disappointed in the way NXT 2.0 is being portrayed. I wonder why. NXT 2.0 was tonight. I was setting up everything for the show tonight, so I did not get a chance to see it, but I heard it was not that bad of a show. But just talking about NXT 2.0 real quick, what did you guys think about the show so far? Or, well, tonight, and then obviously the 4 months that we've had 2.0.
I was about to say I'm pretty sure I'm like everybody else. Of course, liking Black and Gold better. Obviously, it's just something like so when Regal and Triple H were running NXT, it was a different feel about it. And you could definitely tell that it's a different feel now with NXT 2.0 with Triple H and Regal not there anymore.
Right. The entire Triple H team, honestly.
Right. Like, NXT is supposed to be about, well, it still is, but about bringing in newer superstars, building them up, having fantastic matches on top of that. And, you know, just having all around good wrestling.
To build the future of the company.
Yeah, and great progression as well.
Yes.
Now it seemed like it's just turning into Monday Night Raw.
Now, obviously, you have some of the characters there, the guys like Carmelo Hayes, guys like Tony D'Angelo, guys obviously like Braun Breaker. Listen, we joke about him all the time, but Von Wagner is in great graces with Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah, he just came back tonight.
Von Breaker? Von Breaker.
Wagner.
Wow,
Yeah.
Von Wagner. Honestly, it would not shock me if Von and Braun teamed up or whatever. But that's, I mean, see, right there, he just came back tonight. Von Wagner did, and he's obviously in great graces with Vince and Bruce. So you see guys that are obviously the future in Vince and Bruce's eyes. But yeah, it's Aiden. Listen, Von. What the heck is a Von Wagner, Josh? I don't know. Aiden with the Von Breaker. Hey, you know it could happen. No, I mean, heck, they changed Walter's name, but that's neither here or there.
That's still cringy.
I'm not even going to be talking about it now. But yeah, I mean, NXT 2.0, it's been going on for 4 months. And obviously, if WWE is not happy with the way things are going down, I will be reading the story in just a little bit. And Sandlot died. There we go. Nope, he's here.
Man, look, the weird thing about NXT 2.0 is that they have a lot of future stars on the show. You know, me personally, when they changed the colors and the songs and they got all rainbow and shit, I was like, this is disgusting. Get this out of here. But then I saw like how much talent they really were sitting on. So now I'm more in the thing of like, I'm gonna give them this chance. And I keep giving this dumbass company chances, and they keep slapping me in my face, but I'm stupid, so here I am again.
And so it's the intelligence every single time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best to give them another chance because they already have made one of my favorite wrestlers in Carmelo Hayes just freaking awesome. I think he's one good promo away from being a freaking megastar at this point. I think he needs to work on that, but like as soon as he gets there, it's over with. You know, and it's just like you have so many other people that I fell in love with just off of the fact that I didn't watch NXT the way I wish I did. You know, I only watched like certain matches. Yeah, I wasn't a big watch like the whole NXT show. I would only like watch like the main events and the clips I could see on YouTube. But now I'm like watching a lot of the show and like most of the show on NXT on live and stuff like that. And do I like it a lot of the time? No, but I mean, every week they show me something that maybe they can build on. Now it's up to them to see if they do it. You know what I'm saying? Because even like people like Braun and freaking Wendy Chu, I saw her when she was like, she's
still doing the sleeping gimmick.
Yeah.
But then she got in the ring in that 6-man tag and she can go. I'm like, whoa. So it's like her freaking Tiffany Stratton, like her with the daddy's little rich girl shit. She's nice. Like she can really move. I'm like, okay. So they have people on the show that I think have like really stupid gimmicks, but they can wrestle. So I just want to see where they go. You know what I'm saying? The only one I don't like is Von Wagner. I think there's just something weird about him that I just don't like.
Well, we always do this whole joke about what the heck is a Von Wagner anyway, but I
think they're going a different direction with Von Wagner now because they just paired him.
I might actually have to watch this episode of NXT tonight just to see what's going on.
They just paired him up with Robert Stone. So
he's a part of Diamond Mine now.
No,
that's Malcolm Bivens. Jesus, sorry. Robert Stone. He's a part of the Robert Stone brand. Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know where that's going.
I don't know where that's going.
You know, poor Robbie E. You know, Robbie E used to be a great talent, and now he's Robert Stone, an absolute jobber that's not even wrestling anymore.
Man, Robbie E was my guy in TV.
Robbie E was great.
That was something. That was a gimmick right there.
The fist pump, bro. And what was the girl named Cookie? Cookie.
Yep.
Cookie. that was a good era. Damn.
But
yeah. I see, there's like little things, you know, and freaking Cora and Raquel are gonna fight next week, and I'm gonna cry because I love both of them. So
did they do anything with the championship or not?
No, they're just fighting because Raquel doesn't really respect Cora, and Cora is trying to get her respect from Raquel, and Cora almost slapped her, and I wanted her to slap her really bad, but it didn't happen. So they're gonna fight next week, and I'm gonna love it. But all
right, you guys convinced me. I'll watch NXT after the show.
It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. You know, it's somewhat enjoyable. So you'll get something out of it.
The thing is, WWE is really disappointed about how this show is going. So.
Oh yeah, your guy Tony D'Angelo wrestled in the main event too. So.
And then I'm definitely gonna have to watch it.
He lost, but
he definitely lost.
Yeah, to my guy Cameron Grimes, baby.
Oh, okay. So wait, so that was the number one contendership for the North American title, right? So Cameron Grimes versus Carmelo Hayes at the next takeover, maybe.
February 15th.
Vengeance Day, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
one of those days.
That's honestly going to be a really good match, though. So I can't wait for that.
Yes,
but as noted, and it was reported earlier on, like this was a couple of days ago when this report came out. So earlier on today, it says in the report, but a couple of days ago, Russell Votes on Twitter, they tweeted out that WWE officials are said to be disappointed with the way NXT 2.0 has been going on in its first 4 months, with a feeling that they thought more fans would have gravitated towards the newer superstars quicker than they actually have in the past. In an update, Andrew Zarian of the Madman Wrestling Podcast noted that a lot of the blame is being out on the abruptiveness of how everything was changed. Quote, fan perception of the product isn't helping either, end quote. The source added, while changes were a must for the brand to stay alive, the source noted, quote, changes had to have been made, but not like this, end quote. This was also said that the NXT system was, quote, broken, according to many within the company, and changes were needed to fix the problems to move forward. One goal was to have a much younger audience, but the median viewer age of this week's, technically last week's NXT, and get ready for this, guys, because this is going to be fucking astonishing to you guys. You guys are probably not even going to believe me, but it was 61. That's the median age of people watching NXT 2.0 last week.
What the hell?
61.
61.
That's weird.
The media viewer age of New Year's Evil, that special on January 4th, and get ready, 58.1.
So you telling me that my dad is out here watching NXT and I
Pretty much.
didn't even know?
Yeah.
What in the world?
It was recently reported how NXT creative team is no longer a separate identity to itself. It is pretty much the main rosters stuff going on right now, and it falls under the Senior Vice President of Creative Writing Operations, Christina Lubrano, and the Executive Director / Senior Vice President, Bruce Pritchard. Now, obviously, WWE is not happy with everything going on right now. The last time I looked at the NXT 2.0 ratings, they were very low, and the viewership is in the 500,000s. When we were doing the Wednesday Night Wars, you guys remember all that time?
Mm-hmm.
NXT was doing in the 700s, still losing to AEW, but it was a very, very close race almost every single week that the Wednesday Night Wars were going on. It was in the 700s for both shows, mainly most of the time, but AEW just kept going, kept winning in the either demographic or the viewership because of how much of a traction it was actually getting. Now, keep in mind, that was still black and gold when all that was happening, but they said changes to be made, but not like this. Sources within the company said so. All of this is happening, and I mean, what can we say? This was expected for some of us. If you're going to pretty much take away everything that Triple H and his team created for NXT, obviously the fans are not going to be turned on to the product. Like, did WWE not expect this? I don't get it. I don't get it.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know what they're expecting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Fan perception of the product is not helping either. Yeah, because people are turned off. People turn it off.
51.
A median age for last week's NXT episode of it being a 61. See, and you guys are trying to target a younger audience. Make a better show. And that just does not go for NXT. That goes for all across the goddamn board for WWE. Make a better show. And maybe guys like in our age, or women in our age, honestly, too, pretty much anybody that's, under the age of 30 can possibly get back into this product.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think NXT is like supposed to be targeted towards kids. Actually, I thought NXT would be targeted towards, like you said, Phil, like people our age, maybe like 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
Like 50s and 60s. I'm like, wait a minute.
But yeah, that was the median age, a 61. People that were age 61 or pretty much either above or just below are watching this show.
Wow.
It's absolutely crazy. Waff is speechless. He has no idea what to even say.
I don't know what to say. That's just weird. Like that's just like a weird freaking like age to just be just watching NXT. It's just like I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what the appeal is. I'm like, if you, I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to my dad tomorrow and I'm like, yo, watch this show. Like, the only thing my dad liked about wrestling was when I used to watch like TNA because he thinks Samoa Joe was like the greatest wrestler ever. So like he fucking loves Samoa Joe. So I'm like, I'm gonna tell him that Samoa Joe's on the show and make him watch the whole show, and then just see if he likes it or not. He may get disappointed, but
he's gonna get disappointed because Samoa Joe's not there anymore.
Samoa Joe.
I'll tell him later. I'll tell him after the show's over. I'll be like, yo, I'm trying to see something.
No.
Yeah, where's Samoa Joe? You playing Samoa Joe? He got released, but
he got released, but
what? Months ago.
Oh, he was on NXT, but then all of a sudden he got quote unquote injured when he wasn't, and yeah, he just got released months after. But yeah, 60. The age of 61 people are watching this show.
Wow. That's
crazy. It's what you get when you destroy Triple H's creation, and not only his, but Dusty Rhodes. They did this to themselves. Here we go, Loth. Your second topic is about to come on. It's the Royal Rumble.
Oh boy.
Lita could be staying with the WWE after her Royal Rumble appearance. Lita returned to WWE television on January 14th on that edition of SmackDown, having an angle involving the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. The WWE Hall of Famer was recently announced to be a competitor in this year's Women's Royal Rumble match, and it was Lita's first appearance on SmackDown in 20 years. It sounds like Lita will have one last run as a regular professional wrestler on a full-time schedule, as Lita has expressed her desire to have one final run in the WWE. Dave Meltzer then confirmed the possibilities on the Wrestling Observer newsletter of a lengthier stay. Quote, Amy Lita Dumas, 46, was announced last week for the Royal Rumble and debuted on SmackDown on January 14th during an angle with Charlotte Flair. She talked about coming in for a final run, for a last run rather, and it did come across like she's back as a regular for the short term as a wrestler and not just doing the Rumble and being gone like most of the women that are going to be appearing. the injury to Sasha Banks and the quitting of Toni Storm did make them short did make them short on babyface women for Charlotte Flair, since Naomi is the top one being pushed right now and is obviously building towards a match with Sonya Deville. End quote. Many of the other WWE women that are going to be appearing in the Rumble when it comes to the legends, so to speak, are only going to make a one-time appearance. Lita is hoping for much more than that, and one of the most beloved WWE superstars in the company's history is hoping for just one more shot. The WWE Universe can't wait to see what Lita has in store. If she has it her way, she'll be sticking around for a good while. Time will only tell what Lita has in store, but we'll see how Lita's final story in WWE unfolds. Lita could be staying a while, guys. And, well, this kind of brings up your second topic about the Royal Rumble and if they even really care about it anymore. But let's speak on just Lita's possibility of staying after the Rumble appearance. Are you happy about that? Are you kind of disappointed about that? I don't know how anybody could really be disappointed with Lita, but what are your thoughts on all this?
I'm very much happy for her because it's been a long time since she's like wrestled consistently. Like it's been a while, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it at all. I just with that, I want Lita to get her fair shot at this because I don't want her just to be there to get a few cheap pops and put a few people over.
Right.
I feel like if you're gonna do this, you do it right. You know what I'm saying? You do this the right way. You get her the amount of training that she needs, the amount of TV time that she needs. You give her everything that she needs to do this the right way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this to come out and be one of her. I don't want this to be one of her lowlights in her career. Like, I imagine like when a sports player comes out of retirement and they try to relive the glory days, and then the team doesn't do them well, so they just like end up like ruining their legacy. I don't want Lita to end up doing that because she is so much a part of what WWE was when I was growing up and what I grew to love over as time went on. You know what I'm saying? So I never want her to get her like I don't want to get shortchanged in this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of things you can do with her being on the show because Lord knows they need people on the roster. And if she can still go and she's ready to do it and she's comfortable with it, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying?
It just seems to me like this is her trying to end her career on her own terms.
Yeah.
And that's not always a bad thing. That's not. I like you said, Laf, I just hope that it's going to be for the right reasons and it doesn't just blow up in her face.
I don't think it will. It's really the ball's in Vince's court like always, but I don't think it will.
But if you can also take constructive criticism from Lita, who's one of the most influential and respected professional wrestlers in all of women's professional wrestling, then Vince is obviously way more out of touch than we all thought.
Yeah.
But then again, it's women's professional wrestling, and we have not really seen, I don't even think we've seen a match longer than 5 minutes in women's professional wrestling in WWE in the past couple of months. So we'll see what happens with Lita. But Nate, looks like Lita's coming back for the long haul, or at least for the WrestleMania season. Which is where I think this will actually probably last till. I don't think she's like going to be wrestling for like the next 4 to 5 years. I think she wants one more WrestleMania run. At least that's what I'm getting out of it. Maybe.
I'm kind of with Loth. I'm down for it if they actually like, use her the right way. But yeah, I about to say I'm down for it. Like they definitely need more women on the roster. See WWE, see what releases can do. You're forced to bring back legends and Hall of Famers and part timers just because you release a whole bunch of people to quote unquote budget cuts.
Right.
So
Now, there's also this hesitation for me, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. I feel like people can also take this the other way as well. And what I mean by that is Lita could just be taking up another spot from one of the younger talents in this company. Like Liv is on SmackDown, but let's say she was like a Liv Morgan, like a Shotzi Blackheart, like anybody else that's like pretty much young, like an Aaliyah, let's say. Anytime, and this is not me saying this, I've definitely seen some other people talk about this. Again, Twitter, it's a terrible place, but it exists, so I do see it from time to time. Every time Lita gets on the screen, Aaliyah has like a minute or two taken off her match. Every time Lita has an appearance here and there, that's another woman that just does not get to be used on the show. People have that type of mentality when it comes to this type of a story for Lita and her possibly coming back after the Rumble. I could see that point, but at the end of the day, if she wants one more run, who are we to say that we can't have her let that happen?
That's the thing about it. It's like WWE has to learn how if you're accepting these people to come back, you have to know how to divide the time equally. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This isn't something that the fans should do because all we are here to do is watch. You know, so what they have to do is find a way to intricate Lita into the plans while also not taking advantage of the other women on the roster and just having them sit backstage. You know what I'm saying? Because I can imagine they're trying to get out there and they're trying to make their own legacy, and they see someone who comes back from 20 years later getting the TV time that they think they deserve. You know, so
it can't just be the Lita and Charlotte show.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that there's people like Aaliyah who I think need much more TV time because I feel like she has a lot of potential. Shotzi is freaking awesome. If you guys haven't seen, not you guys, I know Phil and Nate have, but if you guys watching haven't seen what Shotzi does outside of WWE, she be going nuts, dog. So like, they don't give her a shot. They don't let her go the way she can. But it's just like they have to find a way to put both of those things. Like even if Lita is there for a while, she doesn't have to be wrestling every week. Maybe she can be more like a mentor thing, and she can be more of just like someone to be there for. Like you can have her mentor someone like Shotzi. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't have to be wrestling Iron Man matches with Charlotte. You know, but it's just you have or Iron Woman matches with Charlotte, but you have a thing that you have to. You have a show that you have to book, and with all that, you have to find a way to divide time between every superstar that you want to put. You know, and the fact that SmackDown shows the same 10 superstars every Friday, that's the issue about like how their booking just doesn't really go the way it should. So hopefully, Melita's work here doesn't stop at just wrestling. Hopefully, she's back there with the women, like going over the matches and promos and stuff like that, and just helping out because I think she's needed. You know what I'm saying? For many other reasons, I think Lita is needed backstage and in front of the camera. You know
Josh, that's honestly a really good idea. Have her be a producer, but have her be a producer for the women because obviously, Bruce is actually running the women's division right now, and obviously he has no idea what the fuck he's doing. So having somebody like Lita who obviously knows women's professional wrestling, who knows what the heck is going to go over in the world of professional wrestling today can honestly really help these women, and it can honestly just show that women's professional wrestling in the year of 2022 matters.
That's all. Just find a way to make it work, because I don't want it to end in a way to where it's like she got shortchanged again, or she feels she got shortchanged again, you know. So you got to find a way to make it work, man.
Yeah, but Lita could possibly just be staying around for a while. I'm not going to be opposed to it if it's just done by the right reasons. That's all. And I believe this is our final story of today, y'all, and we do know all about it. WWE denied Mustafa Ali's WWE release request. We know this, but it's definitely a talking point just to bring up. Mustafa Ali has not been doing much on WWE TV recently, and honestly, that's kind of an understatement. The company has sent him home weeks ago. An argument with Vince McMahon eventually spurred Ali into requesting his release from the promotion. That may not happen as of right now. Ali recently posted an intense training video after asking publicly for his release from his contract. Speculation immediately began on the superstar's future, and we now know that WWE isn't currently interested in granting Mustafa Ali's request. Fightful Select reported that the news this was posted a couple of days ago, so this afternoon, but a couple of days ago, WWE and Ali did speak, but the sides were not in agreement for his release. Ali still has years left on his WWE contract. Quote, those Fightful Select heard confirmed that WWE and Ali have spoken with each other, and that Ali was informed that they would not be granting his release for a release at this moment, and as of now, it is not in the plans. Ali has years left on his deal, but hasn't been used on WWE TV or even at tapings in over 2 months. While some suspected that he was out for paternity leave, we're only told that he only asked for one show off. End quote. Now, as of late, guys, I believe you guys have definitely seen this on Twitter. People have been using the hashtag #FreeAli. The WWE on Fox Twitter account has been getting a ton of these tweets, so much so that they are actually blocking the people that are sending those tweets that have the hashtag #FreeAli. Now, people are actually recalling this on the way that WWE is handling this request release to the late great Brody Lee's situation when he was getting released by WWE. Amanda Huber, his wife, recently compared Mustafa Ali's predicament to her late husband, Brody Lee. Brody was ready to leave WWE but was denied his WWE release. Huber sent a tweet in support of Ali's attempt to leave the company. Quote, I keep seeing this hashtag #FreeAli is trending, and I know what it's like watching someone asking for the release and get stuck. I promise the future is ready for the amazing things that at Ali WWE is going to do. It sucks. It's delayed, but know we are rooting for you. End quote. as we all know, Brody Lee was Lee requested his WWE release back in the year 2019, and eventually the release was granted. He was finally allowed to leave the company a year later in the year 2020. The former Luke Harper signed with AEW, became the leader of the Dark Order, even though he sadly passed away shortly after, making himself a major star within Tony Khan's promotion. This sucks. WWE and Mustafa Ali. Well, WWE is just not going to use Mustafa Ali. So why have him on your roster? Why have him on your payroll? If you're just not going to use him, you've been having him sit home for 2 months. What the heck is going on? There's got to be something more than this. Or they're just that petty.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, what's the point if you're not gonna use Mustafa Ali at all? The same with freaking Veer, bro. Veer been coming to Raw. Bro, Veer has been coming to Raw for like the last 6 months, bro. Where is he? Release this man. Let him free.
Free beer. Free beer.
Free beer. Free beer.
Hashtag free beer. Hashtag free Ali and hashtag free beer are going to be trending worldwide. And honestly, though, guys, free Ali was trending worldwide. WWE, like, the Fox's Twitter account for WWE is blocking people for actually using the hashtag and tweeting at them.
Yeah, I seen.
They're blocking people.
Yeah, I seen a couple people on TikTok were actually getting blocked by WWE on Twitter
for doing the hashtag free Ali, probably. Like, this company is that petty to do that. Should it shock us though? Probably not.
Nah, not at all.
Like, but the fact that all of this is happening, and honestly, it's very similar to the Brody Lee situation. Very similar. He requested his release in 2019, but did not get his release until a year later. And then he had to wait 90 days. He waited those 90 days, got to AEW, became the leader of the Dark Order, and then he sadly passed away shortly after. But, like, it's very similar to Brody's. He has a message to show us. He has a message that he wants to teach us in his way for the world of professional wrestling, and he cannot do that because he is sitting at home because WWE just won't allow him to come back.
You know what's weird about this? The last thing I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last thing that he said before, like his last segment on WWE television, it was leaning towards a racism angle.
Yes, yeah.
Like, you guys don't like me because my name is Mustafa. I think he said something
of that nature. Yes.
And I'm watching this. I'm like, oh God, are we going this route with it? And it's just like, next thing you know, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know if he didn't like that gimmick.
Oh, he didn't like it. He went to Vince and he spoke out about it. They had an argument. And it's because of that they sent him home for the 2 months.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
He did not like it, so he spoke out about it. He went to Vince, told him he didn't like it, and they're like, yeah, no, go home.
That's ridiculous.
And now he's just there. And now he's going to be sitting at home until his contract does expire, or they just release him in the next budget cuts release date or whatever.
Yeah,
and then he'll get released. He doesn't. They. You know what? When WWE gets release requests, they always say no because then it'll look like they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
And obviously the person that requested the release is a good guy because he just wants out of the company. Then WWE is going to be doing these mass releases when it comes to budget cuts, and now they're going to be looking like the good guys because, oh yeah, we just didn't have anything for them at the time, and they're the ones that did wrong. When that's not the case at all. Let the man wrestle. That's what he wants to do. He wants to perform for us, and they're not allowing him to do that.
Yeah. I saw
It'll probably get to that point, Josh. It'll probably get to that point where Ali will just quit, just like Punk did, and he'll just leave.
Yep. I saw a article today that said that when Ali got injured and then Kofi went for Kofi Mania,
Yep.
it was an original plan before Retribution. You know how when Ali came back, he was revealed as like the hacker guy.
Yeah. They pretty much linked the hacker and Retribution kind of thing together. Yeah.
Yeah. It was originally supposed to be a 3-man faction between Ali, Chad Gable, and Xavier Woods.
What the hell? Where's Xavier coming all this? And at WrestleMania, it was actually supposed to be Kofi Kingston versus Mustafa Ali.
Yeah,
but obviously everything kind of went downhill. Randy Orton broke Ali's orbital bone, and that's why he was not in the Elimination Chamber. Kofi Kingston's spot was all supposed to be Ali. That was Ali's spot. And all because of that, and all because of a fluke injury, Kofi Mania pretty much happened.
It's crazy.
It's insane, really. But now Ali is just sitting at home. And he'll just wait it out for years because he still has years left on his contract. Or they'll just release him in the next budget cut. Damn shame, honestly.
Yeah.
Damn shame.
Sucks.
But when he does get released, though, guys, and he will. It's just on WWE's terms and WWE's time, not Ali's. Obviously, I'm supporting the guy wherever the heck he goes, whether that's Impact, whether that's AEW, whether that's New Japan, whether that's MLW, whether that's just going in the independent scenes like Nate said, pretty much there's an endless world of professional wrestling and where he can honestly portray his message. I'm following the man wherever he goes, period.
He deserves it. He deserves to be able to wrestle, not just being held captive.
He deserves respect.
Yeah.
And that's obviously not what he's getting. And honestly, you can technically remember the whole Neville situation?
Oh God, yeah.
He was sitting at home too. Well, he quit, but he chose to quit, and he just chose to sit at home. But all that happened. He sat, waited, and then obviously he obviously did not renew, and he was able to do things elsewhere. And now look at where he is. He has no eyeballs going up against Malachi Black.
Yeah.
Crazy scenes are going at it. But
Bird Box, Phil.
Bird Box.
Man. But honestly, at the end of the day, Ali will have his chance to shine. It's got to be on WWE's terms and time, not on his. Damn shame. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. to Outside the Brand, episode number 123 for your Tuesday's talk. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed like this kind of layout for Tuesday's talk. We had a lot more stories than we usually do here on the show. Laugh. Well, I mean, you've been here for a long time doing these Tuesday talks. We usually just have two topics, and then we just go on randomness. But having these stories just to talk about, and actually, getting all of our thoughts, this definitely seems like a format going forward. If we find the right stories to bring out.
Yeah.
What you think, Nate? You down for this?
I'm down for. I'm just here for the ride. So
let's do it. And it definitely seems like Tuesday's talk, like the Tuesday's talk and everything it's just a chill night where we can just hang out, talk professional wrestling, or talk some of the stories that we got here, and you guys seem to enjoy it too. So it's a great thing. But yeah, guys, we're gonna be shit, motherfucker. Sorry.
Dang.
where did that come from?
It's couple years.
Yeah.
God damn. These headphones, but these headphones, I hate them so much. But these are the only way I can actually hear y'all, because my computer is that terrible. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Outside the Brand episode 123. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow for your AEW Dynamite post-show review right here on the podcast. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Go get the merch when it's all ready. And we will talk to you guys very soon. Do you guys have anything else to say before we get out of here? Other than my random outburst in an episode.
And OTB on top, as always.
Right.
Man, get your merch, bro. That's all I gotta say. Get your merch.
When it's ready.
When it's ready, get your merch, bro. I about to say I'll let Loft do his whole stick at the end.
Gotta get the socks, gotta get the shirt ready.
Gotta get the socks, the shirt, the shoes.
Hey.
Doing the homework.
Come here.
No. He's saying come here. When he says come here, you know you have to.
Come here.
You know you gotta listen.
Listen, right. Hope all y'all drinking your water and eating your fruit.
Oh, wait, hold up.
And being nice to one another, you know what I'm saying? See, Nate. See, look, see,
look at that. Look at that. See? I have water right there, but it's in a glass and it's kind of like filled to the brim.
I almost spilled it just now, but I got it. But yeah, y'all stay safe out here. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get some merch. Merch. I'm gonna get screamed at just now, but yeah. Too loud. But yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm happy you're here. I hope you guys had an entertaining time watching the show, and see y'all tomorrow for Dynamite.
Are you actually going to be watching it? Beach
I'm gonna
break.
try. I'm gonna
Lights out match, main event. Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole.
What is a lights out match? Is that what it's
lights out match? Is no disqualification, anything goes, no time limit. It's just balls to the wall, pretty much no holds barred.
Yeah, it's basically.
And anything can happen. Anything can happen in a lights out match.
I thought they lights off. They just fought in the pitch.
Actually, no. That's honestly kind of the gimmick. So what happens is, Justin Roberts gets on the mic and he says, "Well, this is pretty much the ending portion of your AEW Dynamite. After the lights go out, AEW is not responsible for anything that happens, during this contest, anything goes, no holds barred, and it's set for one fall. The lights do go out, and they come back on, and then obviously the superstars enter, and they have pretty much just no holds barred fight until it just ends. If you have not seen a lights out match, I'm pretty sure AEW has something on their YouTube.
Thunder Rosa and Britt
Thunder
Baker.
Rosa. That's it. Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker at the St. Patrick's Day event. So yeah, you might want to check that out, just to get to, the gist of the lights out match. That's where the whole picture of the bloody Britt Baker came out. If you haven't seen that, yeah, that's the match.
Damn.
Yeah. So it gets crazy. It gets crazy.
Yeah.
And the fact that AEW is not legal, not responsible for anything that happens, and no holds barred, anything can happen during the event. Come on, Johnny Wrestling. But hey,
Oh God.
My man wants Johnny Wrestling so bad, man.
I want it so bad, guys.
Just give Phil Johnny Wrestling, man. AEW.
Johnny Dynamite. Come on, Johnny Dynamite. Man. You have no idea how good that fucking sounds on the t-shirt.
Johnny Dynamite, man.
Johnny Dynamite.
Oh, man. Johnny Dynamite.
Johnny Dynamite. So good, bro. Come on now. Thank you guys so much, though. We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for Beach Break. Talk to you guys soon. We the ones. Peace.